Am I assertive? How to be assertive? Yes, this is a question bothering so many people at work, professionally, and in their own personal life. Stand up for yourself. My dear friends, stand up for yourself. Stop being passive. Stop being aggressive. Assert your way to the top. Here is useful tips from learning.com. Assert your way to the top by assessing your inner strengths and hidden powers. Am I assertive? See, it's a wonderful question. What you are presented with is a series of statements. Just get your pencil and paper ready and just start, as you read the question, just start putting a yes or no. Let's do a small assessment. Number one, I am comfortable meeting new people in social situations. Yes or no? I'm able to say no without feeling guilty or anxious. Yes or no? I can express strong feelings such as anger, frustration, or disappointment. Yes or no? I can easily request help and information from others. Yes or no? I feel capable of learning new things and performing new tasks. Yes or no? I'm able to acknowledge and take responsibility for my own mistakes. Yes or no? I can discuss my beliefs without judging those who don't agree with me. Yes or no? I'm able to express my honest opinion to others even if they don't agree. Yes or no? I tell others when their behavior is not acceptable to me. Yes or no? I can speak confidently in group situations. Yes or no? I believe my needs are as important as those of the others and should be considered. Yes or no? I can assert my beliefs even when the majority disagrees with me. Yes or no? I can express anger or disappointment without blaming others. Yes or no? I'm comfortable delegating tasks to others. Yes or no? And the last one, I value my own experience and wisdom. Yes or no? Take a look. If you have scored more than 10 yeses out of the 15, means you are consistently assertive and handle most situations well. If you have scored more than 6 no's, then this video will help you start to learn assertive behavior techniques to boost your scores, to boost your assertiveness. Let's look at what are the 4 basic behavior styles to establish clarity in communication. All of us use the following 4 basic behavior styles depending on the situation as well as personal factors. Number 1 is passive aggressive, and assertive. The good news is you can learn to become more assertive most of the time. Look at this wonderful diagram. You have on the top, you have the high openness of communication, and then you have the high consideration for others, and that's where you are assertive. But when your consideration for others is more and openness is low, then you end up as passive. But on the other hand, if you have a low consideration for others but a high openness of communication, then you are likely to be aggressive. And if you have a low consideration for others and low openness of communication, you're likely to switch between passive aggressive depending on the situation. A passive person tends to avoid conflict at all costs. He doesn't want to get into any situation which is difficult for him to handle. The person finds all situations lose-win and has feelings of resentment, low self-esteem, and a sense of loss of control. In one's daily interactions, the person has the underlying belief that other people's needs are more important than his or her own needs. If he or she speaks up, others will ignore or reject him or her. Aggressive behavior. The aggressive person creates a win-lose situation, exactly the contrary, the opposite of the passive. This person uses threats and control to get his or her needs met and is disrespectful and hurtful to others in one's communication. This person has the underlying belief that power and control are the only way to get needs met. He or she operates from a real sense of inadequacy and may have a lack of empathy for others. Let's look at the passive-aggressive communication. The passive-aggressive person incorporates elements of both the previous styles. Passive-aggressive person thereby is indirect in communicating, might appear in agreement, polite, friendly, down-to-earth, kind and well-meaning. At the same time, underneath there may be a manipulation, bottling up feelings, etc. going on. Or non-communication, avoiding, procrastination, fear of competition are some of the characteristics of this person. Finally, the assertive person likes to create win-win situations, and that's the beauty about it. Says yes when he wants to and no when he means no, rather than agreeing to please someone. He's not a people pleaser. Respects one's own rights and opinions as well as others. So he respects himself and he respects the other person. Lack of assertiveness can affect your relationships, personal life as well as professionally, and the quality of life as you fail to communicate effectively and end up not getting what you deserve, what you want. So what is assertiveness? Assertiveness is all about self-confidence, which means having a positive attitude towards yourself and others. Assertiveness is the form of behavior characterized by a confident declaration or affirmation of a statement without need of proof. This affirms a person's rights or point of view without either aggressively threatening the rights of another, assuming a position of dominance, or submissively permitting another to ignore or deny one's rights or points of view. So being assertive means, number one, you assess the request when somebody is communicating. You ask questions, you probe, you find out, right, for yourself. And number three, no over-apologizing or no giving excuses. And number four, look to the future and suggest alternatives. And that's where the person is very assertive. So assertiveness is actually a fine balance, if you see, between being passive or being aggressive. The passive person actually withdraws himself, whereas the aggressive person is tries to dominate the other, so that both of them want to avoid the people finding out their insecurities and inferiority complex. Both of them have the same root problem. So when you are assertive, you are direct and honest with people. See, your task is to be assertive and not popular, and that's why it is important for us to realize you don't beat around the bush or expect people to read your mind about what you want. If something is bothering you, you just speak up. If you want or need something, you just ask. You do all this while maintaining a calm and civil demeanor. No shouting, no withdrawing, no running away, and no aggression. Let's look at this. In very simple diagram, your needs, others' needs. Aggressive people gives importance to one's own needs, whereas the passive person gives importance to the other people's needs. Assertiveness is actually in the middle, balancing it both beautifully. So look at this. Being assertive means increases your self-esteem, reduces anxiety and stress. You become a better manager, right? And find a win-win solution, and you earn other people's respect. The beauty is, today, the behavioral science of psychology has made rapid advances in enabling human understanding and appreciation of your mind's hidden strengths. Psychometric analysis helps you become aware and benefits you to optimize human capital by fully making use of the right strengths and powers to succeed despite challenges. The one-size-fits-all approach does not help in being more assertive. Since our personality types, styles, and traits are different, we need to assess our core strengths and learn the right approach for each one to be assertive. So open your mind's door and learn how to be assertive. Time now to revise the past, to revitalize the present, and redirect the future. So when we say personality types, basically feeler, intuitor, thinker, sensor. These are the genetic types. We are all having all these four: emotional, creativity, analytical ability, or the action orientation, but to varying degrees. So one needs to find out where they are strong or weak. And the 4C personality styles: controlling, convincing, conforming, and consistent. Again, due to environmental influences, people have nurtured it. One needs to understand how, where his personality style is. And not to mention the personality traits. There are introverts and extroverts, people moving from diplomatic to outspoken, low sense of urgency to high sense of urgency, and being innovative and systematic. All these are extreme scores moving from one end of the pole to the other end of the pole. Right? Personality. Know your personality. Know your different path to assertiveness, which means assertiveness, there's no one way to become assertive. Everybody has their own styles, their own types, their own traits. Hence, if you need to train yourself to be assertive, you need to first and foremost find out what's your personality type, what's your style, and what's your trait. Learn how not to be passive. Learn how to overcome aggressive behaviors. Get to know your personality type, styles, and traits to decide on the right path to assertiveness. Start by assessing your mind's ways and learn to deal with other people effectively. It's time to assert your way to the top. Learning at oscarmurphy.com. Subscribe to our channel, Oscar Murphy Life Strategist.